Hello, this is James. I got some comments and saw some posts on Reddit about people not having Array of Revealing Light and not wanting to dig through Primal Burst to get it, even though it's a super great card, guys. Um, but this is another deck for farming Espa Roba at level 30 and 40. I have both videos, and I adapted it from Guns' November Espa Roba farming deck. Basically, what you do is you summon your Labyrinth Wall and stall out until you can get Gravekeeper's Vassal, and then you play Shield and Sword, and then your Secret Pass to Treasures, and then your two Union attacks. And my modification is the AI is newly aggressive. They're always attacking face downs with like the second weakest monster. I don't know why it's doing that. Like it'll attack your face down with its 1700 attack Reflect Bounder, and then it'll lose. It'll cause Espa Roba to lose, and you won't get the full duel assessment. So the change I made was adding Earthquake, and you can add more if you want, but one is enough because you have to constantly play new labyrinth walls because sometimes he can steal one, um, he can tribute to the doomed, he can destroy one. Sometimes Jinzo gets a 3200 attack gravity blaster and then he kills one. So you need to keep replacing them, and if they're face down, he will always attack. And Earthquake makes it so that we can play it in attack position, face up, and then play Earthquake, and then it changes to defense position. Other cards are Mausoleum of the Emperor to summon one of your walls after the fact. You can also use Stray Lambs if you have it, but I didn't include that in this list. Your union attacks, obviously. One enemy controller for protection. Combo piece. And then these three D-spells are not negotiable. You might think like, oh, D-spell, I can just take any of them out. You really want all your D-spells in there because of Gravity Blaster, again. Because Jinzo, the worst case is it gets played on Jinzo, and Jinzo is 2400, he plays it, it's 2800, and then the next turn Jinzo is 3200, so it can kill any of your walls. So sometimes you only have two turns to draw into your D spell to prevent that from happening, and that's a good thing to have. And then we have two pots of benevolence because to keep up with Espa Roba, he likes to mill out two cards. He plays two scrap recyclers and they mill out two cards, and then in the Slifer deck, one is good enough for that. But if we're playing Labyrinth Builder, which you don't necessarily need, if we're playing Labyrinth Builder, we're putting two cards back into our deck. So instead of the difference being two, now it's four. So we need to give Espa Roba back four cards so that we can be the ones that draw the last card. And then you don't need the Labyrinth Builder skill. You could do Restart. You could do Dual Standby, not Balance. Life LP Increase Alpha, the one that's a plus 1000 life points to give you an extra draw. And if you were to do that, you could take out the one card that's not strictly necessary is this anti-magic arrows, because usually he has a Jinzo out that doesn't have the psychic amplifying helmet that prevents Jinzo from negating his own traps. Usually he has an unmodified Jinzo, and that prevents him from playing Pulse Mines as you attack over with your maxed out Gravekeeper's Vassal. But every once in a while, that doesn't happen, so I have the anti-magic arrows just in case. But if you didn't have Labyrinth Builder, you could maybe take that out and have another Mausoleum of the Emperor, something like that. Roll Eclipse! So here we are farming level 40 this time. and we open with an okay hand. You don't really want to see your combo pieces like in the first half of the duel, going by your deck count. But and that's why I don't necessarily like these combo pieces duels, because the combo pieces don't help you. And here, there's the brain control, but thankfully we had a second defense monster out, and we didn't have to worry about that at all. And see how he keeps attacking. He doesn't attack with his lowest attack monster, but when he's attacking you with the 1700 attack reflect bounder, it can be a problem. The nice thing about this deck is it's pretty much away from keyboard once you get two defense monsters out. Once you get two defense monsters out, you don't really have to worry unless he gets Gravity Blaster on his Jinzo, in which case you want to make sure you have a D-spell on the field. And the turn previous, I tributed the Labyrinth Wall because tributing monsters gives you extra points. So if you can, for free, you just tribute the monster. Here we're going to use our Pot of Benevolence. And we're in pretty good shape. I think we're going to go, because we can't use another Pot of Benevolence because we don't want him to get his spell cards back. We're going to set our Earthquake for later, like we discussed. And he's all blocked up, so there's going to be no Gravity Blaster, so we can get rid of our D-spells. But we're going to do that thing with the Earthquake we talked about. You play it in an attack position, and Earthquake it. And this way you also protect your comeback victory bonus. That's like an extra 500 points. If you were to attack that with the Reflect Bounder, it would be 1300 damage. You'd have 100 life points left. He wouldn't lose, but you wouldn't get as high a score either. And here we are on the last turn, and here's the final combo. Make sure you have your walls in attack position. And I'm just playing D-Spell to simplify the field. I'm playing my Prisma enemy controller for the extra 200 points. Just happen to have a Prisma, Shield, and Soar. That was good. 2 union attacks, and then our 2 union attacks and our secret pass. Yeah, that's it. But you can substitute Piranha and Gift of the Martyr as well. And this version is level 30. This deck doesn't like score super highly. Like, so 7,500 points on that last duel. That's about the maximum of what you can expect, unless you have a lot of Prismas and Glossies. And here we get another good hand. You don't need Labyrinth Builder, but it helps with consistency. So we have two Labyrinth Walls, and now we can pretty much not worry. We don't want him to get back that spell card. Once he has a full field, you don't need to worry about either Brain Control in level 40 or the Puppet Strings in level 30. And unlike this deck is actually better for farming level 30 than the Slifer deck is for level 30, because you don't need to worry about those Fiend Mega Cybers at all. In the Slifer deck, the Fiend Mega Cyber, just comes up out of nowhere, and you have to make sure you have an enemy controller. Otherwise, he'll kill one of your worms, and that having to play more cards decreases Slifer's attack power. He has Sword of Dark Destruction, but not Gravity Blaster, so we don't really need to worry about having our D-spells. I think we're going to Tribute. Yeah, we're going to Tribute, but we don't have Earthquake, so he's going to take damage here. Well, I'm going to play the enemy controller just to get the prismatic points, but then he's going to attack. And again, so here, he has a Jinzo, and it's not equipped with the ESP amplifier. So his attacks are going to be locked down. Here again, getting tribute points, and then Earthquake. Goody. But see, we have way more life points than he does, and that's not going to get reduced anytime soon. thanks to the mightiness of our walls. So we won't be getting comeback victory. This is still a pretty good farming deck. And here's our final combo. Shield and Sword, double Union attack. Make sure the walls are in attack position. Otherwise you won't get the boost. And then 2 Secret Pass. Again, you can replace with Prana Army. And 2 Gift of the Martyr. And Amma just for insurance. Thank you for watching.